gotta go home, but you can stay and party with us. Just take a shot of Patrol, and let me know when you get enough. You know the rhythm is on, and everybody's getting the buzz. You ain't gotta go home, cause you can stay and party with us. Yeah, you can stay and party with us. Yeah, you can stay and party with us. Yeah, you can stay and party with us.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sunday Brunch with Black Tea, our season 4. Hi, ladies. Thanks for joining us today. I know it's been a little bit time coming, child, but trust me, guys, from here on out, we're going to be here on your screens every Sunday at 1 o'clock. So make sure you tune in, check in, and come and see us, and stay tuned up. Make sure you like and subscribe, too. Sorry, I'm getting a little tongue-tied. We need to make sure that we get you guys notified when we're coming on. But we will be here every first and third Sunday at 1 o'clock, okay? Yes. We're here today only because last Sunday, we was a little bit off. We wanted to make sure this Sunday we got on here. There was a lot of things going on, and sometimes that happens. But we're here today. We will be here on the third Sunday, and we will be here on the first Sunday. So just stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe, like the channel. You will get notified when we come up. I do want to jump in real quick. Let's say all our ladies, you look wonderful. You look wonderful. Uh-oh, we're missing somebody. Oh, she hiding.
Her connection went back.
You ladies look wonderful. I'm sorry. And welcome back. Hey guys, we had a lot going on over this time. Throughout this time where we were off season, we opened the store. We've been getting into different type of events that's going on at the store. All kind of stuff. We have our kids corner at the store. We have our oh my goodness, karaoke Fridays, and all of this wonderful stuff that's going on at the store. And I mean, I'm telling you guys, it's an awesome place to come and visit. The community, and it's in the community right here in LA. So if you live in the city of LA, look us up, Black Tea in the community. And let me add you. Okay. And come join us, come check us out, come see it. It's really good to meet new people. Your kids can get a chance to meet new people with the kids corner. With the kids corner, we do all different types of activities. And also guys, don't forget Black Tea. We are an event planning and management company, so we can come and lay your event out for you wherever you want it, or you can rent the store out and you can actually have your event on site if you like. So come and check us out. Any event, all sizes of event, we do it all. You literally don't have to do anything from planning to execution, to day of, to management, to setup, to cleanup, to catering, to gifts, to decor. Anything you need for your event, we can make it happen for you at Black Tea. So come on and visit us, and make sure that you check us out, and also check out the website, blackteacompletela.com. There's a lot of things on there that we're probably not mentioning here on the show that you will catch there. So check out blackteacompletela.com. Okay, and everything. But now listen, I really quick, I want to introduce this. This right here is a giggle water, child. Now that was February 21st is when we did our kickoff, but we have giggle water, and which is fresh squeezed lemonade infused with fruits and herbs. There's 10 different flavors, and next time I'll have the flavors up for you guys. But we sell those all week long. On Friday, we do have our chili. We do a homemade turkey chili with beans, turkey chili without beans, and a vegan chili. And I'm telling you, child, you wouldn't be able to tell that vegan chili was vegan, honey, because ain't nothing vegan about it but the vegan. Okay, I'm trying to tell you. So it's really so good. You got to check it out. You got to try it. So every Friday, it's made to order. If you go online, you could order it directly online. We get the link, and we have it already ready and packaged up for you when you come pick it up. So check it out. Go online, order your chili for Friday pickup, and then also you can order your giggle water online, but you can also come all week long and pick up your giggle water. The giggle water is in store. You can also get our giggle water next door to our store at Creme Brulee Bakery. which is a French bakery, and they also sell the giggle waters there. So come on out, check it out. Bring your friends, family, your pets, everybody you have in your household, next door to you and around you. Come on out and enjoy it and have some good fun. So now that we got all that wonderfulness out of the way, how are you ladies doing?
Super fantastic this Sunday. Glad to be back. Glad to be seen and see you guys as well. So happy to be back for our season. And like you said, we're ready to get things rolling and stay in tune and engage with our
With our
viewers.
people. Yes.
Yes.
Our subbies.
Awesome. And what about you, Miss California Cutie?
Man, I am trying to stay busy in these YouTube streets, y'all. I am trying to put the work in. It's been hard though because like it just life be lifing. So
Yes.
just like with our show, we've been we want to give you guys the best of the best that we can give you guys. So that's why it's been postponed. Make sure that everything is doing right. But as far as me, myself, and I'm good. I'm good. I can't complain. It's a good Sunday. The weather is weathering today.
It
I'm
is.
telling you, right?
It's
Better go
beautiful out
outside
here.
and play, right?
Right.
Ah,
So
you
I
know we
guess
out here in
after the
California
rain,
with this bipolar weather out here in California, we're right along with the
Mm,
people, honey.
man, no, literally. So yeah, I'm just happy that the weather is weathering and we're all in good health, good spirits. I was just
yes.
sharing because people might not know that we're on. I was like, let me go on and share it one more good time just to make sure the people know that we here and we will be here every first and third Sunday at one
Yes.
o'clock. Okay, no matter what, rain, sleet, or snow. I get snow. They don't, but I do. But we'll be right here, y'all. So yeah, welcome, welcome, welcome. If y'all are in the bushes, make sure you guys hit the like button. Playback game, hit the like button. Y'all can leave us a comment and to engage with us about anything that we're speaking on tonight or today or any other time. Y'all can go back. We are in our fourth season, y'all. Four. So we have
Woo!
things, in our archives. Y'all can go back and check us out. We are going to go back to our old formula as well. Our first formula was interviewing and talking to our peoples, our Black businesses. So we're going to get back into that. We're going to bringing our guests back and talking to the people that we need to talk to that need to be pushing out product or their business because, the DEI is on the rise, y'all. So we
I'm
definitely
telling you.
we got to push and help one
Woo!
hand, watch the other hand. So that's what we are
Yes.
about.
Yes. Well, today that's what we jumping into though, California Q. We jumping into that, the discussion and how we feel about, the DEI and also it affects the mental health of everybody in the workplace and how it affects us. I mean, it's one of the biggest issues in the workplace when it comes to disability is mental health. Unfortunately, among our community, African American community, we have the highest rate of mental health issues, unfortunately. And it's probably only because we don't like to go to the doctor, but we do. But because we don't, it makes it seem like ours is a little bit more, our cases are a little bit more severe. I don't necessarily think that the statistics is correct when it says that we have the highest mental illness rate, but it could be. And that's again because a lot of us don't go. Our parents never talked to us about it, or their parents didn't talk. It was like a hush hush thing. It was forbidden to, kind of taboo. Like, no, you're fine, you're fine. And now that a lot of people are bringing up, autism and disability within kids, they're starting to recognize that, oh my goodness, maybe this is what was wrong with them as when they were kids, and as an adult, because you've never addressed the issue, you're going into your work life with it, home life or whatever. But in the workplace, now that this DEI has been snatched from us, it doesn't protect the individuals that are in the workplace that have these issues that can control them, but just need a little bit of help, but they're still able to do their job. But because they have this little issue and might need a day off here and there, now they can lose their job or they could not get hired at all. So what do we do? How do we address that? How do we help those people? Because you're pulling away government funding, government resources from people. So we're not going to give you any money, for sitting at home. You need to get out and work. But then I have a mental illness and nobody wants to hire me, even though I can do the job. But because I have this mental illness, nobody wants to hire me. What do we do? How fair is that? And what do you guys think about the number 47? What do you guys think about him pulling that out of the workplace?
Oh, you said 47. I was like, who?
Yeah, child. We call him number 47.
The orange man,
Child,
The
the orange
I
man.
orange
don't
man,
call.
child.
I try not to call him at all. You
Right.
hear what I'm saying? But okay, if we're gonna be respectful, we're gonna call him 47.
That's what I
Uh,
do. He
first of
still
all,
sitting in office.
let's be clear. It's a snowball effect that when you do that, exactly the way you just put that in layman terms, that these people might need a day off. They might need a little bit more coaching. They might need a little bit more push or more help than the person that might not have a disability. And to take that away, my thing is it's a snowball effect. Um, y'all see the homeless. You think the homeless is more that they are that's not working, or there's a lot of mental instability in the homeless, and
Right.
that is something that is keeping them held back. Like you said, they can't work. People are not hiring them, and if they do get a little bit of job, the DEI was helping them to get that. But now that that is snatched away from us, now they don't have that protection. So it literally is. Like I said, it could be a bad snowball effect. Our homeless is really, really bad. So all I can think about, if we don't get a hold on it and figure something out, you think we have a problem with homeless. It gonna get worse.
Oh, it's
It's
gonna definitely
gonna
get
get way
worse.
worse.
It's gonna
Yeah.
get worse because the people that are in the workplace, for example, I mean, I had, I think I mentioned this once before when we kind of touched on the subject of having, disabilities in the workforce. I had a couple of team members that used to work for me that, had disability. They were autistic and they would have their issues, but it went into having, more coaching with them, a little bit more assistance with them, maybe not hand holding because you can't hand hold while you're in the workplace. You have to be able to work on your own a little bit, you know what I'm saying, to get the job done. But just a little extra, hey, or remember this, or don't do this in passing. It's not going to hurt you to give them a little bit more coaching to keep them going because, they still did the job. I mean, they worked hard. They, helped the customers. They was cleaning. They was making the products. They were doing the stuff that they needed to do. Just needed a little bit more coach. Hey, all right, go this way. Okay, do it that way, and then the job got done. Versus you got team members in there that completely, well, you think they got all they mind, and they still they work harder than those individuals. So pulling this away from them is definitely going to depress them. It's definitely going. They're not going to have any money now. They can't pay their rent, like you just said. So they're going to be on the streets. Then what do? Then you throw them in jail, or you do
Yep.
something crazy because you think that they're just psychotically gone. Yeah, they might be, but there's ways to help them, to keep them, under wraps. But I don't know. I don't understand I really don't understand his reasoning
Logic.
behind it, his logic behind what he's doing outside of the actual president, Elon Musk, because we know who the real president is. Putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that's calling the shots, and all, number 47 is doing is signing the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? And for those of you out there who, are pro-Trump, I'm not here to argue about who likes who and who doesn't like who. That's just my preference. That's my choice. I'm not a Trump person. Now, the DEI just gives me even that much more reason to say, what is he doing? You know what I'm saying? Why is he doing that? Why is he making it so hard for us, as they want to say, to better ourselves, to get ahead, to make a living for ourselves, to do things? Is it because you want to hold us back? Is that why you're pulling it? Because statistically, studied that African American has the highest mental rate status. So are you pulling this out to hold us back? Is that what you're trying? I don't know. I can think whatever I want. My assumptions and my opinion is mine for myself. And all I can do is assume what this man is thinking or what's going on because I really don't know. I haven't sat down with him or really listened, heard him say anything other than what he's been spitting out there to everybody else. So I really don't know. So based on what he is saying, I'm assuming that's where your mindset is. All I could do is assume. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
So I would like to say, like California and QD stand is it's a domino effect, right? So first thing first, we talk about DEI, right? So diversity, equity, and inclusion, right? And so everyone, when
Mm-hmm.
they first think about that, they thought it applies to us, right? Us as African American people, and actually, we are the lowest in the totem pole for it to really benefit, right? It benefits white women. It benefited veterans. It benefited disabled
Benefits or
some
effects?
people. It's a spectrum of people that it affect, and people didn't realize that the DEI was not just for African Americans, right? So that's
Yeah.
one issue. And then so when we talk about mental health, the mental health, we're talking about people who are already being diagnosed with mental health, and they, they're included in the workforce. And Miko, what you're talking about, because I also had experience with being, working with different people with disabilities. And one thing that the government had, they had so I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second. As a business owner, you want to get the most for your money, right? The most
Mhm.
production, most out of people at a fast rate, and turn over it for profit, right?
Mhm.
So you look at it on one hand. So yeah, a person with disabilities might not be as advanced and fast to do whatever it is the job is. But the government had programs to where they would pay employers to employ these people, so they would get a kickback as a employer, plus the people would get paid from that whatever that division was, right? So
Mhm.
the employer wasn't really out of pocket. They were just housing the body for the government to fund, to keep those people feeling self-sufficient, feeling like they were part of society, being that they were contributing, keeping their mental, in place. So when we're
Yeah.
talking about pulling out those type of programs, it affects the employer as well as the employee, because the employer is not going to house and they're not going to hire someone like that with those known disabilities, because they don't have room. They don't even have the fortitude or the I would say the funds to have they can't afford to do it. Bottom line, they can't afford to hire somebody with no disability to do a job that they know is going to put them back, because those programs were the one that were doing it. They were paying for those. So those are things that our president has taken out, as well as so we're talking about mental health. Those are people who are, we like I said, are automatically diagnosed, and we know that they coming into it fully disclosing what's going on with them. I would like to add that we also have a part of mental health when it comes to work, just for the climate that we are in now. We are
Yeah.
in a very stressful climate, and that's why they have personal mental health days. I mean, people have mental health days for work to take off because of the climate that we are living in. Just to stress the working person, whether it's man, woman, whoever, it's just a lot of stress for work. And then, you have different types of jobs that bring even more heavy stress. So, I just feel like now those, when you have a personal mental, breakdown that just at work, I'm not talking about diagnosed from a doctor as having a mental problem. I'm talking about just having your emotional and mental well-being interrupted at work from the climate. Maybe it's from what you're going through personally at home. Maybe it's something that your manager is bringing on. Maybe it's something that customers are bringing on. Those affect your day-to-day work as well, and those are not protected no more either. If you got a problem, it's like you gotta deal with it, and you're no longer protected from whatever that jobs say that they want you to do. So that's another side of the mental health that we haven't brought up, that I think is important, because it's just a day-to-day mental health with just any job that you're on, from the
And
stress,
that's true.
the climate that we're working in. So
Yeah. That's
um,
I,
definitely
didn't- I forgot about. I'm sorry. I forgot about the fact that your job could put stress and mental
absolutely.
put
And
you
the
in a
pressure,
mental
and
place.
being not,
Yeah.
and being in this climate, for those, like you said, it is a political climate that we are in, because you have those who are, pro Trump, and those who are not. And regardless of what you are, you're still in that workplace. You were there before he came, back to being a president. And so whatever and usually you try not to bring your political view into a workplace, but clearly it's affected, and some things that just cannot be ignored, right? And so
right.
if you're benefiting from him, and I mean, let's just call it spade a spade. Unless you're a middle class white man that is benefiting from whatever he's doing, everyone else falls short of that, right? And so if you have those persons, or management that are in control and making your job harder, and even if they don't even have to do it, because Trump right now was pulling the plug on a lot of jobs that he just cutting out, like the Department of Education, the federal government. So no job is secure. You know, post office job, any job that's under the government, you're likely you can be expelled at any time. So imagine that mental stress. And you talk about the domino effect of people being homeless, not because they choose to be, but because they have no choice. People are already one paycheck away from being homeless, you know?
Yeah.
So I
And
think
not
it's
to mention,
that. Uh-huh.
I was saying, not to mention on top of that, just to like we just got had those fires and things. Just imagine those people, all the people that just was affected by
Right.
that. So, like literally, life make it even more stress for you, and some things you can't even control.
You
So,
can.
like, oh man, I
Yeah.
mean, some of this stuff I thought about it, but y'all just reiterated it for me. It's like, whoa,
Mm-hmm.
like I
Yeah.
feel more stressed right now thinking about somebody else being stressed out behind their
Right.
job,
Because
trying to
people
keep
take
their
on other
job.
people's stress, right? You know, I mean, think
Oh
about,
my.
you in a marriage, husband and wife, two income home, and you in there, one person, lose their job because they're in that climate of what he's getting rid of. What are you doing? What can you do?
And
It's,
then
you know,
I have a friend of mine. I have a friend of mine right now that was just talking to me about, the stress on her job and how it was actually, just sending her over the top to where now, she's contemplating like early retirement, and it's like, girl, you're not even old enough to get there, but because, you know,
the
in the
climate,
workplace,
the work environment. Yeah.
yeah, the work environment, can stress you out, and I can't take time off. And she works for the government. She's a federal employee. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the same. They were, first of all, federal employees were never protected like everyone else was to begin with. They've always had like the short end of the stick when it comes to a lot of their benefits and things that they can and can't not do. Like they can't get certain type of benefits that we can get, like disability and all kind of stuff like that, for being off of work like we could. So
Because
for them to even,
it's a private sector, and there's other jobs that are out here that are similar to that. But I mean,
it
it
is, but I'm just saying
outweighs.
overall,
Yeah.
yeah. But overall, so you're get, but so for the fact that they're in a government environment and this is going on, and they were never really protected by certain things. The one thing that they were protected by, which everybody was workplace discrimination
That
with,
DEI.
DEI, the mental, first of all, anything health related was a protected class. Like anything health related, you cannot get away with. It's very hard to get away with a lot of stuff that is health related in the workforce. And being that mental health was one of those topics, it really saved a lot of people from snapping at work, going off, or unfortunately, unaliving somebody, like that has happened. You know what I'm saying? Before, because they get so stressed out in the workplace, and then nobody wants to listen to them, nobody wants to give them the help that they need, then they snap in those government, and most of the time happens a lot of times in those government jobs that are funded by the government. And that now that you're cutting more government jobs, what, like you said, Candy, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen now you're cutting even more, you're making it even worse for us. I think you're frozen, Candy.
I mean,
Oh,
No, she just in thought. She
I'm
paying
a little
attention,
focused.
baby.
I'm a little focused. I'm just listening.
I'm like, is she
She was like like
frozen?
fixated on your face. That's
No,
all.
I'm listening. I was just a little focused to what you were saying.
Yeah. So being that, like I said, that was already a thing. That was even gonna be a big thing. I don't know if you guys saw when they laid off all of those, Department of Education people, and they were on TV, and a lot of them were Trump. They was one of the ladies she got on. Was a guy and a man who both got on the news. They were saying that I voted for Trump. I voted for Trump. I voted for his cause. I voted for what he was going for. She was like, but then he turns around and does the opposite of what he told us that he wasn't going to do. You know
Let
what
me
I'm
say
saying?
something. Let me just say something. That man is doing everything he said he was going to do. People did not listen and they did not
Look
Right.
believe.
at look
That
at Project
Project
25 right
25,
now.
that Project
Yes,
25
child.
was alive
Yes.
and well, and he is doing he is executing everything from the gate. When he say day one, I'm coming in hard, he came in hard, and he has not
Right.
let up yet. So
And
those people supported him again. Let me just say this real quick. The reason why those people, I mean, you can vote. I don't know why somebody would vote for him, but based on just the history that he had, the first time I can kind of see because they didn't know what type of, because he was new, he wasn't from the political background, he was from a business background, even though failed business, but okay, we wanted something different as a people, and so I see. But this time around, I don't understand
Fool
how
me
any
one time, shame on him. Shoot, fool me 2 times, shame on us.
right. But let me
Right.
just say this real quick. The reason why people, the white, I'm just gonna say this: the white women, the anyone other than black, and there are black people voted for Miss Two for whatever reason. I'm just saying they did not believe that he was going to do it because they thought that it was all race related what he was doing. You see what I'm
Oh,
saying? They thought that DEI was race related, and although it is a very small portion of it is, but everything else, it affects everyone except that middle-aged white man. So there were
Well,
the
the middle-aged white man that got laid off from that I can't even talk. Federal the
well,
education
yeah, well,
department.
so he called it straight because he's a federal employee.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why. But let me tell you, they were already talking about in that Project 25, they were going to defund this, defund that. He said it. He said it.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
mean,
Now everybody want to cry about it, and
right.
they now they're trying to well, I heard them. I don't know if they're doing it, trying to figure out because of this, and they know that it's going to affect a lot of people mentally. It's going to depress a lot of people, stress them out. You can't go and get as a federal employee, ex-federal employee.
Unemployment.
You have like so many months before you can go and apply. You can't get unemployment. You don't qualify for unemployment as a federal employee,
Wow.
which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So that means, okay, or am I going to go and get, cash aid now? I have kids. I need food stamps.
And he's
Well,
cutting back on that. He's
about to
that's
cutting
what
cut
I was
that
about to
off.
say. That's what I was about to say. He cutting back, cash aid and food stamps for people. So what do these people do? Which is crazy. Like did you think about that? No, you didn't, because you let the real president. Now I'm gonna
Well,
say it
it's
again.
really called divide and conquer. What he's really trying
It
to
Yes,
is,
do is
but
divide and
that's
he
it.
conquer.
listen.
He's trying to put a bigger gap between the rich and the poor, and so he
He's
does not want us to have a middle class. And
Different.
so we're going to fall into the poor and poorest of the
Yes.
poor, and then
because
we're going to have the 1%.
in
So
his eyes, and in Elon Musk's eyes, who's the real president, in their eyes, the middle class are lazy people who can be rich. That's pretty much what they do. You either poor, don't have it, or you got it. You one or the other.
There's no gray area.
So like he said, and I was just talking to a friend of mine who unfortunately is a black man and who was trying to explain to me Trump's side of things, and I'm like, yep, don't see it anyway. You can keep talking, but I respect your opinion, but that's not what I see, because first of all, you're not a business owner. I'm a brand new business owner, and jumping into it now got my knees knocking and boots, shaking in my boots, because when I take my information to the tax lady and she comes back to me with the new tax rules, I'm just gonna appear with my mouth hanging to the floor. We as middle class working people with businesses that's supposed to be the ones that, we should have it. We now have to pay for the rich. You cut back the taxes on the rich, but you increase the taxes on the middle class, business owners. What type of mental stress you think that's gonna put us under?
it's
You know
going
what
to
I'm saying?
discourage you. It's going to discourage you to continue with your business, and then what
Yeah,
he wants to do is to make you go back into just to the working field, and then to have to work for somebody. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
that's crazy. That's backwards.
And then you taking those jobs away because you putting all these dang robots in place.
that's a whole nother subject.
You lay off. You guys laid off. They laid off all those Amazon people, because Amazon is another 47 number 47 supporter, and you laid off all those Amazon people and replaced them with robots that Elon Musk put out there. Okay, this is from his little factory creation, and now these people are out there trying to figure out how to feed their families.
Well,
Then
let me
you
just
take
say,
away
I
the
think
take
that
away the government support, so they don't have the government support no more. No, you can't. Well, they got them, but it's very minimum. What do you do?
yeah, I mean, we're going to have a situation where it's going to, we're going to go through a state of depression. I mean, the whole country is
Yeah,
going to go back to the depression, and we saw, I mean, from the history books. I mean, we weren't there, and our parents weren't there, but
Depression is
if
no
we don't
joke.
come out of this real fast and somebody put a stop to it, we're going to be in a state of depression because the depression era where people were just jumping out of buildings and just committing suicide because they couldn't take the life. They couldn't see a way out of it. You know what I mean? And it
yep,
actually, I feel like
But
it's
I
going to
feel
be worse then because
I
those
think I
people,
think it's gonna be worse because I think
yeah,
criminally people
yeah,
are
that's what
gonna
I'm
start
saying.
stealing,
Oh yeah,
thieving.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
especially with the way food prices are going up and
Yeah.
things. Like literally, like you already know, the eggs, everything is so high right now. Like literally, people are gonna start stealing it. Like I
Yeah.
Yeah,
understand,
eggs.
they're
I'm
gonna
gonna
start
need eggs not to be
harming
$500.
themselves, but
I mean, it's so
yeah.
funny. So let me just tell you a quick story. I was in the
True.
store. I hadn't been in the store in probably like a month or so. Just like in a regular grocery
You
store.
go
And
into
I'm
shell
like,
shock?
"Would you say?"
Did you go into shell shock?
I did. I was like, "Oh, this is
Look,
the eggs they're talking about." I was like, "Eggs are really that high?" I was like, "That's really
Yes.
crazy." I was like, "This don't make no sense." I was like,
Mhm.
$5.
Yeah, and so with that being said, we're going to be in a situation where people are going to be, people going, be robbing and stealing for at will because they have no other way. You know what I mean? And so it's going to force people, like you said, to be in homelessness and our families to come together and live with one another. That they don't, houses being taken away because it's a whole domino effect. And we sit here and as I say, we talk about stress and how it affects. You have outside stress and you have inside stress with everything you're doing, right? And so when you go
Yeah.
into the workforce trying to think, hit your head straight, and you already know about whatever you're outside and you try not to bring it into your workplace. They say keep whatever your personal outside and you when you to work. But then when you have work on top of that, it's only, everybody's human and there's only so much you can take. And I mean, sometimes the good thing is that you have coworkers who support each other. So when we talk
Yes.
about bringing it back to the mental health, and we're talking about people, how do we deal with this, right? And I'm talking about those who are not diagnosed but end up having issues. Because I remember during COVID, I had real bad anxiety, and I never knew what that
Yeah.
was. Right? I didn't know what
Yeah.
that, and I was having panic attacks because I was in a environment that I was not used to. It was so stressful.
Yes.
It was debilitating. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm.
So when you're
Yeah.
in a situation like that, it's like, wow, I got to get out of here because
Yeah.
I have, stress can kill you. Stress,
Oh yeah.
people don't realize
Sure.
stress
Oh yeah.
can, give you a heart attack. It can give you a stroke, and people take it
Blood
lightly.
pressure
Oh,
get
my head
high.
is hurting. Oh, my blood pressure is raising. But stress levels raise all those things. So we have to be cognitive as a people to know that we cannot, there's only so much we can do. I would say that one of the things that we did as a people, we went to the church, you know what I mean, and that's what we never lost our way with that. But I mean, there hasn't been as much lately has it been in in years past where we go
Yes.
to the church for that stress relief. Because we spoke about us going to therapy, we weren't the ones who really were going to therapy because we didn't see the benefit of it, but it is beneficial to go through a
Definitely.
therapist. Yeah, you can have your girlfriend or your husband or your, whoever else, to talk to. Everyone should at least have one person they can talk to. But outside of that, then, there's the church, to get spiritually fed and, within the word. And, we know we can, we as a people, we are a little bit more um, at will to get over this because we've been through trial and triumph before, right? It's not
Mhm.
that we want to go through it, but we're built from generations to go through certain things, right? Unfortunately. But even that, we it's not something that we wanted to do, and our kids are not built for that because they haven't been used to it. I think we're kind of like the last generation who kind of went through a certain type of hardship to where we know we can make it through it. We just got to buckle down and do X, Y, and Z. But those
Mhm.
resources are not even there for us to even get through that now. You know what I mean? And they're not there for our kids to get through. So I think
Mhm.
that we got to support one another. Have a whether it's a group, whether you're going through therapy, whether you're going into church to get spiritually fed, we got to find a way to do it because you cannot suffer in silence. I think I
Well,
encourage people not to suffer in silence, whatever they're
Well,
going
that's why it's important for us as a community to come together and support each other.
through.
Support
Right.
each other in the
Yeah.
community. It's so funny, and I'm not just saying this because I'm a small business owner and I want to bring people into the
Come
store,
on,
but
bro.
of course, yes. But if you don't, if you look at other people and think that they're better than us because they're not us, and you go support them but won't support us, that's where the problem becomes. That's where it becomes a problem. I really feel like, and that's where a lot of people start going crazy, like, and not understand it. I really don't understand that how I can have the same products that this white woman or whoever woman, I'm not just putting on white people, I'm just giving an example, has, but my black sister and black king will prefer to go to them white folk and deal with them than to come to me. We have the same product, we give the same type of customer service, but they feel like because they go over there, it's better. Oh, if I go over here, it's better. If I go to them, it's better. Oh, I go over here and shop because it's better. It's all about your status, like, or your like, oh, I want to be seen as somebody with money, so I'm gonna go over here with the white people or the this people or the that people and
Right,
spend my money
prestige.
there. So
Yeah,
my
the
so
prestige of
so
it
so
all.
my friends know, oh, I got money. Girl, don't nobody, first of all, don't nobody care about that. Excuse me for getting a little bit, agitated, but don't nobody care about that. The money you have. The people who care about money, how much money you got in your pocket, are people who are not really your friends. I don't care about what nobody else got in their pockets, which means I don't have to worry about pleasing nobody else. I don't have to worry about pleasing you. I don't have to worry about showing you up. I don't have to worry about this. So I'm not sitting at home stressing about how I'm gonna make myself look good to you. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I'm gonna do what I have to do and support my people and do it and make us all look good. The purpose is for us all to look good together, not for this one person look good, that person look good there. We all need to look good. We all need to look good. So why can't we support each other, have each other's back, and lend that hand to another black business and stop just running around crying about it? Because as soon as your business as a black person does it, then you want to reach out to your community, but you wasn't reaching out before.
Mm.
And as soon as the doors get closed to you, when you go up into all these other places to shop, the doors get closed to you, or you get discriminated against, and it starts affecting you. Now you want to come back to us for us to help you march or help you complain or help you. No, don't come to us when you want us to fix the problem. Start with us so we can make sure the problem never happens. That's
Right.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it even works when it comes to working with mental health in the workplace. To me, in my opinion, I really feel like if somebody came in and applied for a position, I know that I probably don't have, probably can't use you to do what it is that I need done in this whole place. But maybe I can use you by doing smaller things. So if I'm upfront with these people in the beginning, hey, listen, I really don't have a position that will fit your abilities at the moment, but I can start you off here. I might need somebody to greet somebody that come through the door.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What's so wrong with that? But then you go get this other person. Oh, I like I've heard from people. You need a white girl to be on you need a white. Why do I need a white girl to be on my front
To
page?
promote you, right? To promote
Promote
you,
me. Why do
right?
I feel like if I put this white girl or white man on my front page, I'm going to get more business? That's sad. That's sad because I'm in a black community and I'm trying to get black clients to come. I don't get the white folks. They've been checking in.
Hmm.
They coming from other places.
Hmm.
Because we are worst critic. We are our worst enemies. You know what I mean? It's like, and just another example. I saw that somebody from Target. We're still on our Target ban, right? For them pulling
I
off
have not touched
DEI,
Target.
right? Although there's several hundred businesses who will pull out DEI and taking our stuff off the shelves, but there's one thing that I never thought about, and it made sense, right? So they asked us, somebody who's in corporate, Target's corporate, why did they, whether they're taking a DEI and why has that happened? They said, listen, the bottom line is that, we made space and room for those niche things for African Americans, and they're not flying off the shelves like other products are. So it's like we gave you the room, we gave you the space, but you want us as Target to promote you as well. That's not our job. That's your job. If this is your business, you have to promote it. So the reason why a lot of those things are taken, and so that means that, guess what? If it's not flying off the shelves, guess what? The niche that they are advertising to are not even supporting them, right?
Which
So
is which is
right, that which is your own people. So you can't get mad at a corporate company from taking your stuff off the shelf first because it's not selling when they can make space for somebody else. And I never thought about it that way because
yeah.
Hmm.
they didn't take it off because, oh, it was just black. Take it off
Yeah,
because
it's
it
not
was made of
selling.
blacks that are not. Because look at it. Look at Tabitha Brown. They don't care about Tabitha Brown being Tabitha Brown. They care about her selling her stuff. And guess who her stuff is selling to? More than just black people.
Yes, because
So
she's
that's why
targeting.
she's still there. You know what I mean? So I said to say is that we are not necessarily supporting each other.
No.
And as you know, as a small Black business, we're not supporting each other. And then when we look at it, the totality of it and why, and if you really look at, when it comes from a corporate standpoint, you have to look at it both ways. It's just not one sided. You know what I mean? These businesses are here to make money, and if they're not going to do our job for us, what I mean, I'm going to talk about the business person, like, so we have to do our due diligence and advertise our business and make it make it to where it's, some things are not for everybody. Some, our hair texture is our hair texture. So if we're not buying it, who else is buying it? You know what I mean?
Right.
If we're not buying, where are we going? That's the question. You know what I mean? So I just think that we just got to look at it, open our minds to look at things more broadly, but we have to definitely support each other, because if we don't, we can't ask anybody else to,
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
and although I don't agree with the DEI being taken out, I really don't, because it does help other cultures get into these places, because it's very hard to get into these big stores and stuff. So it does help that. But again, like you said, Candy, if we don't promote each other, if we don't stick by each other, then it's not going to happen. But sadly to say, like I just said before, I'm getting more other nationalities
Right.
coming to Black tea than I am getting Black people coming into Black
Right.
tea. Because, for example, like I tell this story all the time, and I use this as a joke. Remember, we went to that cancer awareness party, and I'm there, and I'm sure people are looking at a product that I have on my shelves at the store that I offer, I create, and I make for people. This lady, she come creeping over, she like, ooh, can I take a picture of that? Ooh, that's nice. And then turn around and say, I'm gonna make this myself, and then walk away. And I was like,
you should have told her, good luck, broad.
Right.
Good luck.
and not only did
often
it
imitated but never duplicated, right?
right, and then
No,
the
because you could have.
couple that asked us, they was like, excuse my language, but what the did she come over here for? Why she come do that? I was like, girl,
Why
I don't
couldn't
know,
she
child.
ask you? Why couldn't she ask you, like, hey, miss, where you get that from? Oh,
Right.
well, I make this. Oh, well, girl, do you? Like, literally, you could have got information. You don't come over there.
Girl,
Yeah,
the,
try to steal
the,
somebody's
the
idea.
host
Right.
the host of the party was showing it to people. She was holding it up. Oh, look at this, look at that. She was. I just met this hoe. I just met this lady. I didn't even know her. I knew her sister, but I didn't know her. So I'm just like, she's just showing it, and everybody's like, "Oh, that's nice. That's nice." She gonna come creeping over. That's what she did. I'm sorry, I'm doing my shoulders like her, because that's what she did. Girl. She came tippy toeing over, talking about so. So I'm just saying, like, come on now. I don't have a problem with showing people how to do things. I don't have a problem with teaching people. I don't have a problem with none of that. But don't do it that way. Come talk to me. Say, hey, sis, you mind if I come check? Do you train people? Do you teach people? Do you have classes? Anything. Don't keep trying to. You want everything from us as Black, companies, business owners. You want everything from us for free.
Right.
When you're another Black person. Oh, you Black, I'm Black, girl. You supposed to just go ahead, get that to me. Oh, I'm your sister and your cousin. I'm your friend. I'm your sister, homie. Well, I gotta pay.
If you're gonna do that, at least barter. If you're
Right.
gonna do that to me, at least
something.
say, look, you got something I want. I got something you might want. Can we barter? Because I
There's
feel
nothing wrong with that, right?
It's
nothing
nothing
coming
wrong.
to me like you just.
But don't expect nothing from something from nothing. Yeah.
Yes.
Terrible.
So now you want to then now you want to cry about the DEI being pulled out. Well, you didn't care about us no way.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't care about us no way. You didn't care about us enough to go in there and buy the stuff when we were on the shelves trying to push it and make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
So now that they're pulling us out, now you want to stand behind us with this Black power and my sister
that's
love
my point.
and all this stuff like that. That's some bullshit. Excuse my
language. And the
language.
ones who are still on the shelf is because they were also they were promoting to others, not just us. Those are the ones who are still on the shelf. You know what I mean?
And that's true tea right there. You can't stop boxing yourself in.
Yes.
I got a Black product. Do you? You got a Black product. Okay. If that's your get down, you coming into it so narrow-minded, you think you about to be something big. That ain't how you do that. That's not how it's one race.
You know what? Now I'm thinking about that. I mean, I agree with you to a certain extent, but like I said, when we talk about, because specifically we were talking about I was thinking, I didn't even say it out loud when Target was pulling stuff. Predominantly, it was hair products, right? And so when I think about it, I mean, nobody else have our hair texture, so our stuff is for us by us, right? And so when we sold the Carol's Daughters, the Malay, what's her name, Meatal?
Mealy, yeah, M-I-L-L-E, yeah.
Okay, because they sold it. Right, so it was still advertised as Black, but guess what? They changed the recipes of it, and so it was no longer. But guess what? Those are still on the shelf. those were not being taken down because they were now sold to the
Another
other.
to somebody else. It's not
So
black
it's an
company.
argument to be made. Is it really true? So if the DEI was really taking it out because it was not promoting, but unless you did your homework or your due diligence, you would know that this black product was sold from that black owner to that white owner, but that's still on the shelf. But the one who's still solely owned by a black person is taken off. Why? Right? So it makes
Mm-hmm.
you question that. But I mean, it's just some things that we got to do. We shouldn't be so fast to say, to condemn someone or a company based off what the media is stating. We got to do our homework, right? And that's
Yeah.
for anything, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we know what our 47 is doing. He's creating division and he is pulling away things. And he's trying to, like I said, create a bigger gap between the poor and the rich where there's no middle class. And, all of us are subject to fall of it because it
You
is
know,
what it is until he's been
it
stopped.
is.
He actually was told by a federal judge that he needed to employ some of those federal employees that he fired. So it
Yeah,
was,
which
I,
that, but Elon Musk ain't gonna let him do that. It's crazy as heck. I don't know, but
yeah,
That's the
listen,
funny shit to hear. Elon's not gonna let him do it.
hmm,
Yeah.
listen. Here's the other thing. If we stop going and I'm all for supporting our black people. That's my thing. But I'm also into opening up to all other nationalities. My business is not just for black people. My business is
right,
for
yeah,
everybody. And here's the thing: if we really pull out and really boycott and stop really shopping and supporting, do all this stuff, every black person that works there can lose their job. So do we stop
yeah.
shopping? And then when those black people start losing their jobs because they can no longer keep them on
Yeah,
the
who can support
payroll,
it,
now do we feel bad about that, or do we say, "Oh well, you shouldn't be working for them anyway"? But then, are you gonna hire them as
right,
another company?
right,
Do
yeah,
you put them up and hire them? I'm not saying. Look, I'm not there to support. I mean, I haven't been to Target since the thing, but I'm not gonna stop going. And I have shopped at Amazon. I'm not even gonna front. I'm not gonna stop completely because I know people that work for Amazon that are black. They need their jobs. And if I stop buying
Support them.
through Amazon, I'm killing their jobs. So all these African Americans that you are supposed to be supporting, you're behind, and you're going to get them fired because now the companies are not going to have the payroll or the hours, the budget to pay them. So when they lose their job completely for you not shopping there, then what do you do?
Well, I think with that is we have to stand on something or we'll fall for anything, right? And so we have to come together for something in order to make a point. And the only way that you can really affect anybody, and especially businesses or the government, is to affect the pocket. So that's the only thing. And so
That's
although I
true.
don't necessarily agree with the whole DI thing and how it affects, like you said, yeah, it's a domino effect. It's the owner of the black businesses that you're pulling this stuff from that it affect that still have stuff in the warehouse. It also affects the employee that works there, right?
Yep.
But if we do not make a big enough impact, they're gonna say, "Oh well," and keep on going, right? They're
So,
gonna
Right.
keep
but then,
going.
so you pulling the stuff from the stores. Where do we put them now?
They're
Are
on their own websites. They're on their own
Yeah.
website. So
Well,
I mean,
everybody? But everybody don't shop on it. Listen, see, and that's the misconception. That a lady came into the store, my store the other day, and she was talking to me about that. That is one of the biggest misconceptions that a lot of people have is that shopping online is what's really in. And like this lady came from the store, she said, "You know what? I'm so glad that you have a storefront." Even when I spoke to the lady at the knot too, because I have a meeting with her on Monday so we can talk about, she was like, "It's really good that you have a storefront." She said, "Because a lot of people are going online thinking that that's the way to do it when it's not." She said, "I like to come in and see my products. I
it's
want
a
to pick it
it's
up.
a
I want to
demographic.
look at
It's
it."
a
it is,
Huh?
demographic. So
yeah, it's
that's our age group. That's anybody 40, maybe
50. I
30,
would say
30,
50.
40 and up. That's
Yeah,
No,
what
this
we
lady,
do. But
but this
she's not
lady, and
she's not a
this lady was
majority in
white.
her age group. She's not the
And this
I'm
lady
telling
was
you right
white.
now, these kids are that is not the
But
majority.
how
Like
do we do
literally,
it?
because I'm the same way. I got children that are in their 30s. We have children that are in their 30s.
hmm
We have
Yes.
children that are in their 20s. They shop like that. My kids, they on Shein, they on all that. They
yeah,
they they don't go to no stores. You know why? Because they don't drive. Or especially my 15-year-old, my teenagers, them fools is shopping online. So there
hmm
is a demographic
for
Me
everything. Yeah.
myself, I don't shop online that much. I
Mm.
have, but do I go to Shein all the time? No, because I'm scared that it's not going to fit me correctly. I'm
Mhm.
the old school. I want to go put my clothes on, look at it be in the store, check myself out, walk around in it, and then say, "Yep, it look good," and then walk out. That's me. That's how I like it. But
So
I'm not
maybe we
knocking.
need to work on target
But that's
marketing.
what I'm saying. There's demographics. You have to figure out what demographic you are trying to get to and what's going to work. You have the demographic for your online people. You're gonna get that. But there are people like us that like to go in the store. I love the store. I love your store. I love the store. I love a
Sometimes people,
store.
yeah, going to
Yes.
doing retail therapy when you just need to walk in and touch and feel stuff. You know what I mean? But there are, I mean, every business, I mean, that has a product inside the store has it online. I mean,
Well, of
now
course,
and so
of course.
they have people who, like you said, who wants to and only can shop at a storefront. But at the end of the day, a storefront is not even economically feasible for all business owners to make because it's
No,
just
I
not.
get that. But what I'm saying is that if you're going to pull the stuff from these big corporations, then
Mhm.
why not pull the stuff and put them into smaller stores to keep those stores moving? Why not take if for
But you got to
example,
know that they started in the smallest store. In order for them to be in a big
no,
store,
some of them didn't. Some of them went straight to big corporations. For example, like with Tabitha Brown, love Tabitha Brown, love her products, love everything about her. She did not start from a storefront. She started directly into a large corporation. Things
yeah,
like
but she
that.
had online stuff already. So she went from online to a corporation. She might not have went to the store yet, but
Her
she started
online
her niche from being online. Period. That's
But
people
what
saw
I'm
her.
saying is, but listen, what I'm saying is that she did not have her own online store business. She did not have her store. She was still being trafficked through another company, is what I'm saying. So why not do that through a black company? If you're gonna pull your stuff from these stores, saying that you want black to buy with black or support black or whatever, pull them from the store. For example, like the store that shut down in the mall. I
Mhm.
can't remember the name of it.
I know you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah, shut down in the mall. Oh, okay, the black on store, black on store, black on store, but nobody went there to shop, so they had
Mm-hmm.
to close the doors.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody went there to shop. But like the girl said, she was like, "Oh, we started." Where did she say she started? They started at some little small boutique. They were selling their stuff through a small boutique in the valley. Is when they started. Soon as they started opening up their stores and getting out there, oh, now the black people don't shop with them no more. These are black-owned companies. These are black-owned businesses that are inside of this place. That was online when you were shopping. The same people, but now they're no good. They're not good enough for you anymore. What is the problem? My whole thing is that you will go to Guess, you'll go to Macy's, you'll go to the Gap, you'll go to Old Navy, you'll go to all these different places and support them, but you won't, and they're online and in store, and you're supporting them online and in store. It's not just an online thing, it's online and in store. I sat there and did some research to find out we shop more online than we do in the stores.
That's what I was
African American people
weird.
shop more online than we do in the
Well, we're
stores.
the most consumers of the retail anyway. So
Well,
Period.
and then when we do, we're buying from designer brands.
mhm.
We're buying
That's
designer
right.
brands. What
Yeah.
about these smaller companies, these black designers that's coming out with all this stuff? Y'all not messing with them. I worked in the fashion industry. It's very hard for African Americans unless you got a whole lot of dollars for them to believe that you're gonna make it in the industry because your own people don't even support your brand or your line or anything because you're not Versace and you're not Gucci and
Well,
you're not all this
but you know
stuff.
what? Let's go back though, because when Fabu came out, when
Teflon.
Wonder
Where they at now?
Diddy shot,
They sold them. They sold them. And once
we
they
were
sold them, they were not
shopping
as
all of
You
reputable
know
them,
anymore.
why? Because they
yeah.
wasn't making no money.
No, they sold. No, no, no. Let me tell you. No,
I don't know about they
let me
wasn't
say,
making no money.
even though we're getting off a subject
Yeah, no,
of
but I
our
just
thing, let me just say this real quick. When we make money, and I'm talking about when we become in that millionaire bracket, guess what we do? We sell it.
sell it.
And we sell it and we water down our brand. And once it's
Mhm.
watered down, then
We
we
don't
don't
mess
buy
with it
it
no more.
anymore. But when
Mhm.
they made their millions off of our back. The black businesses, those people, the FUBUs, like she said, the FUBUs,
Sean John, the
the
Rockaware.
Carol's daughters, all those were those brands were made from Black people because it was made for
Right,
us
but just
by us.
like
So
Russell
we
said, well, what
supported
did
it.
Russell Simmons say when he sold his company? He said he sold his company because his company wasn't making no money. That's why he sold his company.
No, they
He's
sold it because they made money and they sold it at the
no,
high. Look
yeah,
at
they make,
BET. Look at BET itself. BET
but
sold
well,
it. That
you
wasn't a
you
Black
make,
business anymore.
but listen, you was making money, but as soon as it started to go, why did it? Okay,
It wasn't going down. They sold
it
it at the
was.
peak.
Wasn't
They
nobody
sold it
buying
at
that
the
stuff
peak
no
when they
more.
made money. And then because they feel like they got top dollar for it. People
No, they
wasn't
wasn't
selling it
making.
when they wasn't
Then
making money.
where's the companies that now? They're in the
They're
same
going
position they
because
were.
They
now
sold them.
they
I,
sold them and they watered
but
them
that's what
down.
I'm saying. But listen. What I'm saying is that and I was just going through this with another person who's trying to break into the industry, made him do some research too. I get that they stole it. But if you listen to their stories, go read their backgrounds. Their company started to take a dive. These people in that industry, and this is off subject too, in that fashion industry, they go for fads. And as long as when something new comes out and a famous person jumps on it, everybody's going to jump on that bandwagon. It's a whole bandwagon effect when it comes to that industry, fashion industry. It's a bandwagon effect. They was making money, but they wasn't making money like those like a lot of other people were doing, because people started to divert from that look and that brand and go somewhere else.
And that's when
That's
they
what
sold it.
happened.
But
Then
they were
they
already at their
sold their
peak.
company. They sold the company so they can stay face and not lose a lot. Because listen, just because somebody is going into your stores every day and you see somebody, your sales are moving every day, doesn't mean that you're either in the black or breaking even in that industry. You have to really push harder. That is one of the hardest industries outside of music to actually be profitable in. You got to really look at the fashion industry and understand how that stuff is actually produced. It is one of the hardest, and anybody can tell you, industries outside of the music business industry to break into. And if you, regardless of, I can be selling something every single day, making money every day, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's benefiting me in the long run. I can still be putting out more for production than I am bringing in profit. So what do? I'm going to sell before I lose too much trying to put out in production. Production is excuse my language when it comes to that. So just like Russell Simmons said, when he started to see that production was becoming more than his profit, he sold the company. But he went turn around and he's buying the company back. He's buying the company back because now he's in a predicament where he can put that through production by using another company. So it wasn't because he was jumping out of the game and just selling it because he wanted to. He sold it because he figured if I sell now, I will have money and then I can come back and regain it. So when you sell with the intent. You sell with the intent to regain your company. So some people do short-term sales. You don't have to sell your company to be gone forever. You can sell your company. I'm gonna sell my company to you for 25 years. After 25 years, I'm already in the thing to buy this company back. That's in the contract. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm gonna use you to build my business or to hold the name, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna buy this back from you in 25 years.
Yeah, but that just means it still was lucrative, though. If you're gonna do that,
it wasn't.
The way you making it make it sound like it wasn't doing good. He sold it and then he came back and saying, "Oh, I'm gonna buy it back though." So, but if it wasn't doing good and you sold it with the intention,
you want somebody else.
No, here's the thing.
You need somebody else to build.
I'm still stick to they sold it when they were at peak, when they were doing peak. And maybe, like you said, there were trends that, like you said, to the point where when you really get into the money thing where they were in the black or red, whatever, and they foresaw that coming and they sold. But this is what happened a lot of times. So when they sell it, guess what? They sell it to the others, right? And then with the others water it down. So water it down means they change the recipe of it, right? Whether it's product. And so it doesn't taste the same. It doesn't have the same effect on your hair. It's not growing, all of that. And with the clothes, what they did with it, they took it from the high end where we thought we're in the Macy's and we could have a little change, we can buy it, and we was, styling and profiling. They took it from that, and guess where they put it? Walmart. That watered it down the product. So they were able to get it to more people because more people can buy it. But for those who once saw that, guess what? The one who bought it at $100 and now it's $40, they don't even want to wear it no more because now it's associated with Walmart. So they water down the product. So you talk about they buying it back, right? They bought it back because now they're promoting it with their name, saying that I brought it back. They guess what? They're making it high end again. So that's why they're able to promote it and get more money for it because now they're promoting their own product again, making it high end. But when the other person bought it, they knew, like you said, I think it was some of the fad thing, and they can foresee it going
It was a fad.
going into the red. But that's not always the case. A lot of times they sold it because they feel like I'm getting out the game while it's at its peak, and I'm gonna sell it to whomever. And they can do whatever they want to do with it. I make my
But
money.
they still stay on though. They still stay on. A lot.
Yeah, it don't matter if they still stayed on because the product is watered down, and
No,
so
I
we
understand,
don't
but not
appreciate it.
but not,
We don't
but not
appreciate.
all
I'm
of it.
not. If I'm buying a product in Macy's at high end, and then it's selling in Walmart, I'm not gonna wear that. I don't want that because now I can go to Walmart and buy it if I was gonna buy it. You know, whatever brand. It watered down the brand, and that you didn't. See, and then so they took a dive in sales. You know what I mean?
It's I think in my opinion, I still think it goes back to the whole what's good and what's not. I mean, because like we haven't seen, okay, for another example, where's Beyonce's line? Where's Beyonce's line?
It didn't do good.
But why?
I mean,
Everybody, it was a fad. That's my whole point. It's
I
a
get
fad.
that
It's a
happens.
fad.
Every brand has
We,
that. Every
the
brand has
African
that.
American people are fad. We are we are trending people. We are people who run after fads and trends. That's bottom line. I do it. Everybody do it. We be like, oh, so and so wearing this. Oh, so and so. Oh, I'm gonna go get that. Oh, that look good on her. That look good on him.
But the problem is that okay. So once the fad had, then you have to get with the next trend. If that's what the industry you in, and what happened?
No, I understand.
A lot of those designers,
not just, but just designers. Okay, has anybody stopped wearing Gucci? I'm just gonna throw a name out there. No. Has anybody stopped wearing Dior? No. Has anybody stopped wearing Donna Karan? No. Has anybody stopped wearing?
Those are classics where
Versace?
they don't too much go from trend. Those are classics, so you can't put them in the same category.
No, you can. And the reason why you can is because when they started over in Europe, they started as a trend. They did not start as a line just coming out. They started as a trend. And then once we took it to that next level, because you can watch the Versace documentary. When Versace started getting in the industry with people in the movie industry wearing their stuff, people in the music industry, African Americans, that's when Versace took off. He was big over in Europe. Absolutely. They was out there. They was wearing the stuff. They was at his shows and all that stuff like that. It wasn't until we picked it up as a trend, as a fad, and made him famous, because now everybody in the music video want to wear it. Everybody want to wear it because Tupac had, I'm just throwing the name out there. I'm not saying Tupac wore it. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? So it became a fad. He's not going to lose because he's over in Europe and he's here and the industry thinks that it's the best thing shaking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you got people in the industry that say they don't even make clothes for black people. All those big designers, but we still
I agree.
They still rocking them. They still rocking them. You know what I'm saying?
Said that. He said he ain't making fun.
But how many black people you see
wore a lot of
Tommy Hilfiger? You see what I'm saying? Polo shirts wasn't made for black men. It wasn't designed to fit black men right. But how many people you still see out there rocking polo? It is a fad.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm not disagreeing with that. My whole thing is that, I just feel like a lot of times we sell out our own self for the dollar. And so we talk about
right back to where we was at, like literally. Yeah. It's hard to say, like, literally we should be recycling our black dollars. Now I don't know if there's black grocery stores out there, like black dollar stores out there. If they are, we need to find those, and we need to be.
Yeah, but there are, like you said, there are, but they're not at a rate that others are. Think about it. We don't even have a black neighborhood to where we have all the others come into our neighborhood to sell. There's very we got Leimert Park, or they might have whatever, but we have very small sections of the cities that we live in, predominantly black people, that we can go to and shop black, right? Yeah, everywhere else, we can go buy black product, but guess what? We're not the owners of it. We're not the owners of it, and we buying stuff that other people have shipped in, and they can set up shop and houses and businesses in our neighborhoods. And that's because back then, like you said, all the red line and what we talked to about earlier, and the racism and DEI and all that stuff, and it still affects us. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so we still have not even had a chance to come out of that, to where we have the neighborhoods that we are predominantly in are low income neighborhoods, and that's on purpose. You know what I mean? So that's all that they are really gearing for us to stay in. And when we start to have something else, guess what they do? Gentrify it. So I mean, we can go on, and then we can go around in circles about it, because there's so many subjects that kind of like as a domino effect. And so we get
Add
passionate,
on.
and heated about it, because it's like it affects us. But I mean,
It does. It really does. And it's,
yeah,
and it's sad. And I, I really wish it was a way for us to really come together a little bit more than what we can, but all we can do is what we can do,
yeah.
so we
When you
can't
know better,
all,
you do better. I mean, that's with everything.
yeah,
When you know
and you
better, you
can't,
do better.
the other thing is like I wanted to say is we can't blame everything on number 47. Yeah, he's taken away a lot, but we're allowing him to push us further and further into that, place of not having or not being or not, supporting each other, because you're saying, oh, because he did XYZ, I can't now do this. Oh, because he did, like they was talking about on it, even Tabitha Brown talked about it too, and a lot of people was talking about it. If they yeah, this is going on, this is going on, this is going on. But back in the day, when we didn't have all the resources and all the things, what we came together and we built our own, we put together our own, and we supported each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's once we started getting the opportunity to get into all these other avenues where we started to change as a people and stop supporting each other and started being a little bit more on the other side, support the other side, because now we have opportunities to do what they're doing. So we're going to jump into what they're doing now that we got this opportunity. So now we're not going to support our Black people anymore. Do you get what I'm saying? So to me, it's just like, okay, if we're going to support each other and them, it's okay. It's okay to support other people as well as your Black, but don't forget about your Black community and only support the other people. Most people think they've made it when they support the others. They think they made it when they're able to support the others, because and when I see and when I hear that, it makes me think, so you don't think that Black people are good enough to be
Worth
at
it,
that
right?
level. That's what you're telling me. You're telling me you don't think that we're worth it or we're good enough to be there. So by supporting them, you're there, but you support us, you're down here. You're holding us down as a people. And when you have that mindset, you know what I'm saying? That's why I think it's refreshing that, I'm surrounded by, wonderful and beautiful people. We all have the same type of mentality. We all, support Black community, support Black, stories, and we support each other. And I think that that's refreshing, because a lot of people don't have that out there. A lot of people don't have that out there. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we cannot grow. Well, in my opinion, that's why we cannot grow, because we just don't think that we're good enough. You know what I'm saying? We don't. And then when we get up there, sometimes we show our ass to the point to where we,
Well, then when we get up, for those people, and that's I know where our time is winding down,
whole
but
other story. Yeah.
when we get up to the top, it becomes that crab in a barrel. It's like we're
Yeah.
here, but we're afraid to bring the next person up. So
Yeah.
so
Well,
next time.
just know when you guys come down and visit Black Tea on the corner of Slauson and La Brea, you are all family. We are all in this together. It's very seldom that me, whatever, was the one doing little stuff or whatever say I or me only. It's a we thing. It's a us thing. We are all in this together. Black Tea is there for all of us, honey. It's not just for me. It's there for all of us.
It's almost like a community center, y'all. Literally, like it's like literally like a community
center. This is what we do. What we do. I call everybody in my group that I know supports Black Tea to find out what Black Tea should do next, get opinions on what Black Tea should do next, and all that stuff. It's not just a me thing, it's a we thing. And I really think that that's important to let everybody know that we're in this together, child. If I come up, we all coming up. I don't give a damn how we do it, but we all gonna do it together. Somebody's gonna have a part in something. That's just what I live by. That's what I believe, and I appreciate everybody that has supported Black Tea. And honey, just know that, child, our store is gonna do good.
It is.
Our
Absolutely.
store is going to do good.
Claim it and
Come
believe
on
it.
through, give your suggestions. Come take a class. Come, hobnob. Come sing karaoke. Come do something, child. We try to have some fun up in there and make this community thing a thing. We have some wonderful people who run and operate it, and we are all in there just trying to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? So, this can go on forever because I get very passionate about certain things. So I apologize, child. Especially that fashion industry. I ran that industry for 12 years, and I'll tell you, them people, they cut throat, honey. They cut your throat. You ain't even in there for a fight, child. You know what I'm saying? But it can be done. It can be done. We just need to support each other, love each other, and stand behind each other. This was an awesome conversation. I think this topic is something that is good for everybody. It's beneficial to everybody, not just us. As Black people, it's for everybody, and the only way that we can stop the division is if we're open and willing to accept inclusion. Not all ethnicities are out there to belittle us, to betray us, to put us down. They're not.
The door is always open.
The door is
always open. Yeah.
I mean, we all got a little bit. I tell you, I'm a whole mutt running around here. We all got a little bit of something else in us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, a whole lot much. Y'all wouldn't know that my great grandfather was French, honey. Straight white man from Europe, but y'all wouldn't know that because I'm chocolate. But anyway, so and then we have a whole lot of mixtures in this. So let's stop cutting off, and just get making it to the point to where if Black people don't come, nobody come. All is welcome. All is welcome. And I'm here to support everybody, including my Black companies, my Black sisters and brothers. I love you guys all. But yeah, I appreciate you guys joining us for this show. This was awesome. Really good topic. Go home, talk about it with your friends and families and co-workers and everybody else. But make sure you guys
share the video. Share the video, y'all. Share the video.
Share the video, honey. Like us, or subscribe to us, and share the videos. And come down to Black Tea, girl, child. We all three gonna be sitting there waiting for y'all, child. We come. We want you. We're gonna come see y'all next month. We're gonna make sure we post when the next Karaoke Friday is coming. Our candle making class is coming up the beginning of the month. We have another kids corner. Our kids corner has been doing really well. We have another kids corner coming up in 3 weeks. That's going to start getting promoted. The flyer goes up for next week. So yeah, come on down. Bring your kids, bring your family, bring your friends. Come have some fun and let's mix and match. I love you guys all, and we will see you guys next time at Sunday Brush with Black Tea.
Bye, guys. I didn't